Hello everybody. Today we are going to discuss about force. It is the first chapter of grade 10 science from physics. We'll discuss this whole chapter in 5 important points. The important points are Newton's law of gravitation, difference between gravity and gravitation, difference between mass and weight, acceleration due to gravity, and free fall and weightlessness. Okay, let us start with Newton's law of gravitation. Gravitation is the force of attraction between any two bodies. Here, force is that pull or push which changes or tries to change the state of rest or uniform motion of a body. Let us suppose a body of mass m1 and another body of mass m2. Let the distance between the centers be d and F be the gravitation between them. Now, Newton's law of gravitation states that every body in the universe attracts every other body with a force which is directly proportional to product of their masses, that is F proportional m1 into m2. Let us suppose equation 1, and inversely proportional to square of distance between their centers, that is F proportional 1 by d square. Let us suppose equation 2. Combining equation 1 and 2, we get F proportional m1 into m2 by d square, or F equals to g m1 into m2 by d square, where g is proportionality constant known as universal gravitational constant. Numerically, g equals to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Therefore, the gravitational force becomes F equals to G m1 m2 by d square. The SI unit of gravitational force is Newton denoted by N, and CGS unit is Dyne. Here, universal gravitational constant is the force of gravitation that is exerted between two bodies of unit mass placed at a unit distance from their centers. It means that when mass of a body is 1 kg, mass of another body is also 1 kg, and the distance between their centers is 1 meter. Then the gravitational force between these two bodies is equal to G m1 m2 by d square. With the value of m1, m2 and d, the gravitational force becomes G 1 kg into 1 kg divided by 1 square, or F equals to G, therefore G equals to F. Means universal gravitational constant is equal to gravitational force when m1 equals to 1 kg, m2 equals to also 1 kg, and the distance between the center d equals to 1 meter. You know, the value of g anywhere in the universe is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. It is because g is universal constant and its value remains same everywhere in the universe. Newton's law of gravitation is called universal law because this law is applicable to all objects of any size, larger or small, all across the universe, terrestrial or celestial. Now, let's see the consequences of gravitational force. The consequences of gravitational force are: number 1, gravitational force is responsible for existence of solar system, constellations and galaxy. Number 2, it is responsible for the revolution of planets around the sun. Number 3, it is responsible for revolution of natural satellites around the planets. And number 4, it is responsible for the formation of tides in the sea. Now, let us discuss point number 2, difference between gravity and gravitation. Although gravity and gravitation are both the force, and the SI unit of gravity and gravitation are also same, that is Newton. In spite of that, there are some differences between gravity and gravitation. Let's see. Gravity is the force with which the heavenly bodies like Earth attracts other smaller bodies towards their centers. Whereas gravitation is the force of attraction between two bodies in the universe. The formula to calculate gravity is F equals to mg, where F means gravity, or let us say force of gravity, m means mass of the body, and g means acceleration due to gravity. Whereas the formula to calculate gravitation is F equals to g m1 m2 by b square, where F means gravity, g means gravitational constant, m1 and m2 are masses of two bodies, and d means distance between center of two bodies. Consequences of gravity. There are also the consequences of gravity in this planet. Let's see what are they. The consequences of gravity are: the gravity of Earth holds atmosphere around its surface. Number 2, fall of rain and snow towards the surface of the Earth is due to gravitational pull of Earth. Number 3, flowing of rivers, blowing of wind, stability of building, bridges, etc. are due to the force of gravity. Number 4, objects falling towards our surface accelerate due to gravity. 1 points to remember, or interesting fact: the gravity of Earth is about 6 times more than that of Moon. It means that a man jumping 1 meter in Earth can jump 6 meter in Moon. Now let's discuss about difference between mass and weight. Let's see. Mass is the quantity of matter contained in a body, whereas weight is the force with which heavenly body attracts a mass towards their center. Mass is a constant quantity. It means that the value of mass or mass of the body does not change in any part of the universe at any time. So it is a constant quantity. Whereas weight is a variable quantity. It means its value changes from place to place, because weight depends upon acceleration due to gravity. If acceleration due to gravity changes, weight of the body also changes. Now next, mass is a scalar quantity. It means mass has only magnitude but no direction. But weight is a vector quantity. It means that weight has magnitude as well as direction. The SI unit of mass is kilogram, whereas the SI unit of weight is Newton. The mass of an object is never zero, whereas the weight of an object can be zero. It means that when the acceleration due to gravity is zero, at that conditions the weight of the body also becomes zero. Mass is measured by using physical balance or beam balance, whereas weight is measured by using a spring balance. Now, the formula to calculate weight of a body is mass into acceleration due to gravity. Now, let's learn about acceleration due to gravity. The rate of change in velocity in a freely falling body under the effect of gravity only is called acceleration due to gravity. It is denoted by g, small letter g. Its SI unit is meter per second square, and it is a vector quantity. It's a vector quantity because it has magnitude as well as direction. The average value of acceleration due to gravity on Earth is 9.8 meter per second square, and the formula to calculate the acceleration due to gravity is g equals to gm by r square, where g means small letter g means acceleration due to gravity, capital G means gravitational constant, m means mass of the body, and r means radius of the body, which g needs to be calculated. Now, variation of g, it means variation of acceleration due to gravity. Since acceleration due to gravity changes place to place, let's learn about it. Number A, Variation of acceleration due to gravity on Earth's surface. The acceleration due to gravity on Earth's surface is given by the formula G equals to Gm by R square, where G is constant and M is also a constant quantity for Earth. So G on Earth's surface depends upon its radius. The acceleration due to gravity of Earth is inversely proportional to the square of its radius, that is G proportional 1 by R square. The radius at the equator is greater than radius at the pole, that is RE is greater than RP. Here RE denotes radius at equator and RP denotes radius at poles. The radius of the Earth is maximum at equator, so value of G is minimum at equator, that is G equals to 9.78 meter per second square at equator. Similarly, radius of Earth is minimum at poles, so value of G is maximum at poles, that is 9.83 meter per second square. Number B, variation of G with height. It means variation of acceleration due to gravity with height. Let's see what changes occurs in the acceleration due to gravity if the height from the surface is changed. The acceleration due to gravity at height s on Earth's surface is given by formula G equals to Gm by R plus h whole square, where G is gravitational constant, M is mass of the Earth, and also a constant quantity for Earth, and R is radius of Earth. The acceleration due to gravity of Earth is inversely proportional to the square of sum of radius and height, that is G proportional 1 by R plus h whole square. So the value of acceleration due to gravity decreases with increase in height from the Earth's surface. It means as we go higher from the Earth's surface, the acceleration due to gravity decreases. It means the acceleration due to gravity in the mountain region is less than the acceleration due to gravity at torride region. Now, variation of acceleration due to gravity with depth. Now, what happens if we go towards the center of the Earth from the Earth's surface? Let's see. The value of acceleration due to gravity decreases as we go below the Earth's surface. It becomes 0 at the center of Earth. The acceleration due to gravity of Earth at depth d is given by the formula G dash equals to G 1 minus d by R, where G dash means acceleration due to gravity at depth d, G means acceleration due to gravity on Earth's surface, and R means radius of Earth. It means as we go deep below the Earth's surface, the acceleration due to gravity goes on decreasing. Now let us discuss the fifth point, free fall and weightlessness. Let's see. Free fall. When a body is falling only under the effect of gravity without external resistance, the fall of the body is called a free fall. Whereas when a body is in a state of zero weight, it is called weightlessness. Free fall is a cause of weightlessness, whereas weightlessness is the effect of free fall. The examples of free fall are the fall of an object on the moon where there is no resistance, the fall of an object in the space where there is no effect of gravity. Examples of weightlessness are weight of the body when acceleration of the body is equal to acceleration due to gravity, weight of the body at the center of Earth or in space at null point, the weight of the body in artificial satellite while orbiting about a heavenly body is also weightless. Okay. These are the 5 important points that needs to be discussed in this chapter. In our next video, we will discuss about exam oriented questions from this chapter force. It means we will discuss about SEE oriented questions. Very short question answers, of 1 marks, short question answers of 2 marks, short question answers of 3 marks, and long question answers of 4 marks that are important for the preparation of SCE. Okay, if you like this video or if you want more of the video like this, like, share, subscribe and press notification button.